I'm so proud to be Indonesian because like this country is very beautiful. The nature is amazing. The people are they're so friendly and nice.
Off Gassing, a scuba podcast with host Nick Hogel. In this episode, I get a chance to speak with Putri Mulyani Nurdin from Indonesia. From experiencing her first breaths underwater to traveling to some of the most amazing dive destinations throughout Indonesia, forming friendships and creating memories while on her path to becoming an instructor, the importance of family, the joy of traveling to new locations, her passion for diving, and much more. Please enjoy. Putri, welcome to the podcast today. How are you doing? It's this afternoon for you.
Yeah, it's afternoon in here, and then thank you so much for having me. And I'm so excited to be on your show, and I'm doing great so far.
Awesome. So, where in Indonesia are you located?
For the past 3 years, I've been kind of everywhere, but mostly I'm based in Bali most of the time. Just to remember, like recall for the past 3 years, I was in Bali and then I was in, like small island, not small, but it's an island, beautiful island. It's called Labuan Bajo, Komodo National Park, yeah. So I was there in Labuan Bajo for a year, and then sometimes I'm back in my hometown. It's small city near Jakarta. Yeah, I kind of everywhere, but for now, I'm back in my hometown.
So, my first question I wanted to ask you is tell me how and why you became a scuba diver. Tell me about that first breath underwater, that first experience. What led up to it? Was it amazing? Was it, I absolutely hate this? Was it, this is okay? Tell me all about that first time.
Well, it was unplanned. It was all started like 3 years ago when I just literally moved to Bali. Unplanned, I was just like, okay, while I'm in Bali at that time, still during COVID, and then I really want to try to dive, scuba diving. It has been a long time. I really want to try it, but when I was there, I was like, okay, let's do it. And then I was looking for some information around, and then I heard about Nusa Penida where I can do scuba diving, and then in the nice place, beautiful island, and it's just like 40 minutes from Bali mainland. And I didn't tell my parents at the time. I signed up for my open water certification. Like as an Asian women, we have a tendency to share what's update about what's going on in our life. So at that time, I didn't really tell them, but I told my dad afterwards I completed my open water. So I just like, okay, let's go to Nusa Penida. It was like 3 days of the courses. It was amazing. I love it. Once I certified, and then I cannot stop diving. And then it was one of the most amazing things happen in my life when first time I dive in Nusa Penida. Because before I literally went into the water, into the ocean, I had like a pulsation and then like a e-learning skills, pulsation. But it was amazing. I still remember, like, I'm so happy when I'm underwater, like, I still remember how it goes with my first giant strike in the pool. But my first entry underwater was the back roll. So I still remember like how I did it in the North Nusa Penida dive site. I was like a bit like nervous, but my will to back roll was bigger. So I was just like, okay, I was like 1, 2, 3 and go. It's like amazing. It was amazing. And then my father and my grandfather, they both were scuba diver too. They were very adventurous, but they didn't really allow me to be a scuba diver. So they just want me to be like in the city life. They more into like, they're very sweet. Don't get me wrong. They're very sweet. They're super protective. They're just very lovable. But once I certified, I told my dad, and then it's like, Dad, hey, yeah, I enrolled for this open water certification and I did it. And then I showed some video with the manta, the video of me underwater. And then it was cool, like how my dad gave me a lot of inputs about like my kicking, my finning, and how should I swim underwater. Because I heard from some people, like my grandfather and my dad, they were like very good underwater too. So yeah, I'm so proud of it. I'm so proud of it at that time.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Where in Nusa Penida? Which shop over there?
It was called Warnakali last time, but now
Oh,
it
okay.
changed already. And then at that time, my scuba instructor was a Singaporean female. Her name is Yvonne, and I really like her. Like, she teach very well. Like very meticulous. She's amazing. Now she's a course director already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. So when you took the open water and you finished the class, did you know instantly that you wanted to go and do advanced into rescue into dive master?
Honestly, no. I, all I know was just I want to keep diving. I'm enjoying being underwater. It doesn't really matter what I'm seeing. I just love being underwater. I just love to see fish. I feel so much relaxing and then serenity. And then, like what I'm seeing when I'm before diving, during diving, and after diving is just way too beautiful. Like ocean, horizon. It's kind of like fulfilling my heart, my mind and everything. This is very related to why I'm feeling that way because I'm so close with my parents, like my mom, my dad, and my grandfather, that three people. And then my grandfather, I call him Engkong. It's an Indonesian name, right? So my grandfather passed away in 2012, right? So, and my dad passed away in 2022. So,
Oh.
yeah, so when I'm in the ocean, I just feel so close with them. I feel no burden. I can overcome how I feel, you know, like I feel close with them. And then I got so many story from them, like very beautiful story when I was kids. And then it was kind of like beautiful memory that I want to stick with the past. How I remember how I spent my childhood last time, it's kind of same with what I'm experiencing right now. Like, okay, during the weekends, my dad and my grandfather brought me to like a small place just nearby the beach in here in Sukabumi area in Java. So we went to his villa, and then in front of the villa is kind of beach, and then we just take to the ferry, and then they will brought me to island hopping. So that memory is just the same with what I'm seeing right now.
That's amazing. No, that's an awesome thing to be able
Yeah.
to have that to stay connected to them. How did your mom feel about you becoming a diver?
Oh my God, she's terrified. She's scared. Honestly, she's just like, can you do something like maybe more just like cooking or gardening like that? Don't get me wrong, like it's more into like traditional mom. Well, she's cool, but she wants me to choose to settle down, like have a husband, have kids, and then at home cooking, like maybe working in the office in the city, something like that. But personally, for me, I have choice to do what my heart wants.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, that's amazing. You gotta go for it, and especially if that's what your heart wants, you definitely gotta go for it. That's amazing to hear. So tell me a little bit about your advanced open water course.
As I remember, because I still like keep texting, stay connected to my instructor, and then she suggested me just directly to advanced open water. afterwards. So as I remember, I just back and forth from Sanur to Nusa Penida, I think I came back to Nusa Penida 2 weeks or a month after I completed my open water. Yeah, there's one point after I completed my advanced open water. Like, okay, let's say I dive in Nusa Penida for 1 day on Monday. And then I come back from Nusa Penida to Sanur with the ferry. And then I still cannot stop thinking about how I really want to dive. I feel like all the scuba diver will have the same feeling with me. It's just normal thing for us. Like, like if you're not diving for a week, it feels like, oh my God, something wrong with it, something wrong with it. And then, and then on Thursday, I come back to dive again in Nusa Penida. And then, because it's a small island, and then the people are very friendly. And then when I passed by from the dive shop to the boat, so I passing by the local people, and they just asked me while they're just joking around, was not that enough for you until you come back again to dive? Something like that. I was just like, ha ha ha, never enough, something like that. Exactly.
Oh, that's awesome. So, are you based out? Were you based out of Sonora? Is that where you were living in Bali?
I'm kind of moving one place to another place. The last time I'm in Bali, I used to stay in Canggu, and then I moved to Sanur, and then sometimes I was in Labuan Bajo, sometimes I'm in Sheningan. So basically, I can say that I'm a freelance dive master.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I don't like to attach too long. I like to move. Sometimes I get bored easily, honestly. So the best way is just being a freelance dive master, and I enjoy it. Sometimes I work for a dive center, sometimes I work for conservation. Yeah, I met like many cool people, inspiring, and also I had like a very good experience, and also I get paid for diving.
Oh, it's amazing. So, what's funny is I've been diving around Nusa Penida, but I don't think I've ever actually been on Nusa Penida. The last time I was in that area, we actually stayed in Chenigan. I really, really like that. Have you been, do you know Chenigan Dive Resort?
I used to work there for a month.
Oh,
Yeah,
really? Oh,
yeah. Tuning on divers, yes. So you dive there?
yeah. We stayed there for like 4 or 5 days. I'm so bad with names. I think it's Kiza.
Keisha.
Yeah,
She's my
and
friend. And
oh, okay,
Lou.
yeah, and
Keisha,
Lou,
Lou, Franzen,
yeah,
Angga.
yeah. I've actually they've all been on the podcast. I interviewed them when I was there. I think this was last year. August maybe of last year. Yeah, we went there, we stayed, and on my first dive, I got to see a mola. I was very, very excited. I know a lot of people don't get to see him. There was somebody there. He was there for like 5 or 6 days. He didn't see one, and on our first day, we saw one. We went to, I think it's Crystal Bay. Is that the dive
Crystal
site?
Bay, yes.
Crystal
Crystal
Bay.
Bay.
Yeah. It was awesome because we went to, is it Manta Point? We went to Manta
Yeah.
Point in the morning, and then Crystal Bay was the second dive. So we saw a bunch of mantas in the morning, and then we saw two molas in the afternoon, or in the mid morning. And yeah, it was a pretty amazing day.
Yeah, you're so lucky. I mean, everyone wants to see Mola and manta rays if they're going to Chuningan Island, Lembongan, or Nusa Penida because that's the main attraction. Well, for me, for sure, I'm so happy when I first time saw the Mola Mola. So I need to wait for a year.
But I mean, that's still pretty good though, because I know people that have tried for a lot of years and they still have not seen one. So that's pretty amazing that you've seen them. I'm sure you've seen a lot of cool stuff living out in that area. So where did you complete your dive master training?
I think you know the answer. It's in Nusa Penida.
How did you like the training? Was it tough? Was it easy? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it?
I can say it was one of the best moment of my life. I enjoy it very much. I think I mentioned earlier that I didn't really know where did it go after my open water certification, where what I'm gonna do with the diving things. I've never planned to be a dive master or working as a freelance in the diving industry. So after the advance, I keep doing the fun diving, right? All of us know that diving is not cheap. It's expensive. And then with the dive chairs, with the fun diving itself. So I was thinking like, what can I do? How can I get paid by diving? Of my friends, they said like, yeah, just take the stress and rescue course, EFR, emergency first response, and then after that you can take the dive master. And then I just decided to do it in Nusa Penida with my friends. His name is Bobby. It was like one of the best time of my life. And then through Bobby, I met another instructor on the island, and they're very cool. They are very, how to say it, they've been in the industry for sure longer than me, and then they very experienced. So it's not about the diving itself, but it's about how the friendship, we were so close and we're kind of help like each other, especially we're so far away from home. So sometimes when we get sick and then they were there, and then how to say, like, the connection is amazing. I like it so much. That's why I love Nusa Penida. I love the people there. It's amazing.
I completely agree. That's one of my favorite things about diving is the connections that you make, the friendships that you make. The time that you spend in the water is so small compared to traveling to the dive site, out of the water, hanging out with the people outside of the water. To be honest, that's kind of why I started the podcast, was to be able to meet and connect with other divers around the world and kind of see what they're doing, and what the diving that they're doing is like, and I really really enjoy it. So I'm so bad with names, but Laban where
Labuan Bajo.
Laban
Labuan
Bajo.
Bajo. Yeah.
Labuan Bajo. Okay,
It's
tell me,
amazing.
tell me a little bit about that area. So you were living there for a year?
Yeah, so it's also interesting, I think. The reason why I wanted to complete my advanced course, because I want to go deeper than 18 meters. And then my instructor, Yvonne, she convinced me to take the advanced. So because I want to go to Labuan Bajo. After I completed the open water, I talked to my dad. Dad, hey, I completed my open water. Oh yeah, that's great. You know what? I will introduce you to my instructor from New Zealand. His name is John Fitzgerald, and I'm still talking to him. And then we still connected because last time he visited me here, like that. He said that he has a place and then kind of business in Labuan Bajo. So my dad introduced me to his instructor. So I talked to him, to Uncle John, and then he kind of shared a story about how beautiful Labuan Bajo is, about the diving itself, about the land itself. Well, it's so beautiful, and I love Labuan Bajo, and I love the people there. After that, that's one of the reason why I took the advance, because I want to dive in Labuan Bajo. And then after I completed my advanced course, and I fly to Labuan Bajo, if I'm not mistaken, I enrolled for 5 days of diving, 5 or 4, but I wanted to 6 or 7 days. But at the time, still COVID, so the boat going out, if minimum 2 or 3 divers. So if I'm not mistaken, I only diving for 4 or 5 days. I was not that good at that time with my buoyancy. I'm still like starting, but oh my God, it was so beautiful. I still remember like how I went to the few dive sites. I still remember, where did I go at that time? Siaba Besar or Siaba Kecil, and then I went to Mawan, Batu Polong. They have so many cool dive sites with many schooling fish. and very great visibility. And I was like blown away. It's like, it's so beautiful. I want to stay here longer, like, oh, like that. And then after I fly back to my hometown, to Bogor, I cannot stop thinking about diving in Komodo. And then I came back again, and then I dive again. I met some friends there, and then we usually just hang out. That's how diving, right? It's like meeting new people, new friends, and then fun diving. It was great. And then I fly back home. I cannot stop thinking about it. I was like, okay, I won't tell my dad again. So, so I was just like, well, me and my dad were so close, like so close. So, okay, let's go to Labuan Bajo again. I'm still keep talking to his instructor, and he's so sweet. He has a place there in Labuan Bajo, and he said like, yeah, you can stay. He's still in New Zealand, right? He based in New Zealand, but he has some places there, and then he said that I can stay in his place, something like that. So
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, it's so sweet, right? And then I was fly back again to Labuan Bajo. I don't feel like coming back, and I can stay there. So yeah, I was there, just diving, and then sometimes when I'm not diving, I just socializing with local people, and they're very cool. They're very sweet, sometimes I can't drive scooter at that time, right? So when I walking, because I love to walk instead of taking scooter or public transportation. Sometimes just they pass by and they say, Mbak Putri, you wanna like take scooter with me? No, it's okay. They offer me to take scooter with them. They're so sweet. So I really enjoy it. Like I met a lot of friends there, and I met like people from all over the world.
Ah, that's awesome. And they have pretty strong currents there, right? The currents can be pretty strong.
Yes. That's true. That's true. Well, both either Nusa Penida and Komodo National Park, they very well known with the strong currents. But don't worry about strong currents because your dive guides or instructor, they will just going down, or they will just like going down when the current is okay. So you will have like a good like 95% good diving experience.
I need to make it out there. I have not been, and it's a place that I've heard about for obviously a very long time. It's very famous, and you just fly in. They have an airport there. Is that how you get there?
Yeah. Labuan Bajo, Komodo, yeah, Komodo Airport. So they have the airport, and then I heard Air Asia, they just opened the direct flight from Kuala Lumpur to
Oh,
Labuan
really?
Bajo. Yeah, I heard that.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check it out. I'm actually flying to Indonesia on October 2nd. I fly to Makassar, and then we're gonna go down to. Do you know Bira in South Sulawesi?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we'll fly there on the second, and we'll be there for about 9 or 10 days. I'm excited because I've never been to that area before. I've been to obviously Bali. Usually, when we go to Bali, we'll go up to the Ahmed area.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been up there?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it's kind of different with Komodo and also Nusa Penida because in Tulamben or Amet, it's more into like warm diving and with the black sand muck diving. So they more well known with the macro, small stuff. I enjoy diving. Well, basically, I love diving, so wherever I go, I'll just love it. How I love about diving there, it's warm, no currents, it's very chill. It's like meditation, it's just like meditation. Yeah, like
I agree. I agree.
namaste. But if you're going like, for instance, like Komodo, like Nusa Penida or Alor, well, a little bit current, it's fun, right? I mean, like, I like diving with currents, but not crazy one for sure, because it's dangerous, but a little bit current is fun. More current, more fish.
That is that is
Yes.
very, very true. So, do you plan on going down the instructor route? Do you have like an idea of when you'll do that?
Well, I plan to do it this year, and then too bad that I had like nerve trap here on my neck and also here muscle inflammation that happened on April, yeah. It's not diving related. It's not caused by the diving, no. I feel like it's just injury, So now I'm okay. Well, I just recovered recently. For sure, I want to dive and also I want to teach. And then I'm planning to do it in Nusa Penida again with my open water instructor. Now I'm still in my hometown, but I will find the right time to complete my instructor.
Ah, okay, okay, cool, cool. Well, I wish you the best of luck moving forward with. It's a fun process, and I enjoyed it. I did instructor training in 2020. I think it was wow, time flies. 2020. I haven't taught actively in a few years, so I hope to get back into it at some point. But we'll see what happens. What do you do in your hometown when you're not diving?
Because now, like, my father like passed away in 2022, and then my mom is kind of like alone here. So I'm just accompany her. I'm just accompany my mom. I think it's kind of sweet as a daughter to accompany my mom, right? And then because
Yeah.
how I feel is when my dad passed away, I was in Nusa Penida. I just literally finished my snorkel test. After that, I received the calls that my dad passing, and then I was like, I want to spend more time with my mom, like what she wants. I want to fulfill what she really wants. I have like so many family members here, so sometimes I hang out with them.
That's amazing that you're spending time with your family because, I mean, you only get one family, so to be able to spend time with them. And so I remember my snorkel test, and it's how
Yeah, I
how
know.
how did you like the snorkel test? Because I did my dive master training in Bunaken Island in North Sulawesi, and that's where I did my snorkel test. And yeah, it's a fun. How did you like the snorkel test?
I had like great times with my friends because it was like because Nusa Penida is a small island, so the friendship is so strong. The process was amazing, and I had great times. At the end, we just jumping to the pool together and then being silly. I had a great time at that time. It was funny, and then during the snorkel test, like my instructor asked me like a lot of question, and you're already drinking, it's like asking like what scuba stands for. For sure, like very, very fun.
Yeah, I think I definitely have some pictures of my snorkel test, and you could tell that I'm going through the snorkel test.
I
Uh,
still remember my snorkel test, but the next day, like, oh yeah, I still remember like, okay, my dad passed away, and then it's like, oh my God, it's like, okay, let's spend more time with my mom for some point of my life.
that's amazing. I think that's such a wonderful thing. Sorry, what is the name of your hometown again, and where is it?
So it's just like an hour from Jakarta. Bogor. It's Bogor.
Okay, okay.
It's well known as a rainy city.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but is there some diving in that area, like Thousand Islands, or have you ever been there?
Not yet. Maybe one day.
I think yeah, some people from Chenigan were telling me about that area. They said it's not the greatest, but I mean it's hard to beat places like Nusa Penida and Lambagan, Chenigan because that's some of the best diving out there, just period. So it's kind of hard to top that area of diving.
Some people from Jakarta, when they don't have time, like they have like 9 to 5 jobs or they cannot really travel, but they want to learn how to scuba diving, they can do it in Jakarta. Like the ocean diving is in Thousand Island or Kepulauan Seribu.
So when is your next diving trip?
For now, because honestly, my mom is almost 70, so for her it's a bit sensitive because I'm the youngest one, so I'm kind of like the baby of the family. Like I feel honored, but sometimes like it's a bit. I need to find like a right timing to talk to her. Like, yeah, I wanna go diving because last time I just leave the house for 3 years. Like I'm not in my hometown. I kind of leave the house, And then at some point she said that she wants me to be with her, so I need to kind of respect what she wants. And then I really need to find like a right time to talk to her. But she will understand that. Last month I went diving to Nusa Penida in Chiningan Divers, so she came with me.
Oh,
Maybe in the future she will be with me wherever I go.
okay.
I think it's gonna be great. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Me and my mom, like we're so cute. I think.
Okay, okay. No, that's awesome. So, Lou, Keza, Anga, are they still all at Chenigan Divers?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool, cool. Yeah, we need to go back there. There's that I really, really enjoyed. It's a nice little facility right there, and the island is really nice. We rode the bike over to Lambagan, and that was really nice too. But I don't think we ever made it to Nusa Penida. So next time I go there, I'll have to go check it out for sure.
Yeah, it's only 15 minutes from Chiningan Divers Jetty or from the Yellow Bridge. It's cool. Like I just text the boat captain, Cap, I want to go to Penida. Can you pick me up? Okay, just wait in the Chiningan Divers Jetty. Okay. And then there he comes, like, oh, hi. And then it's fun. I love island life. It's just so simple.
It
It's
is.
fun. Simple. It's very simple.
It really really is. Yeah. We have to make it back there for sure. I'll be in Bali in November. We're gonna be
Oh,
going to Ahmed or either. Well, no, we'll probably stay in Ahmed. It'll be either be in Ahmed or Tulambin, one of the two areas. I mean, it's kind of the same thing, but we really really enjoy it up there. And I've stayed in Sanur a long time ago. I think it was like 2019, and a couple other places. But yeah, I pretty much we try to visit Indonesia as much as possible. So
yeah. You should come visit Indonesia more. And I want to try to dive in Malaysia. I've been thinking about Sipadan, Terengganu.
yeah, yeah. There's Tiamin, Redang Island, and pretty much on the east coast of Malaysia or the Borneo side of Malaysia.
Yeah, Borneo is cool. I've been to Borneo, but not diving. I went to Miri and Kota Kinabalu. Yes.
Oh, okay. How did you like Kota Kinabalu?
Oh, it's so amazing. It's beautiful. The food is good. I like it. Yeah, the food is good. As I remember, the food is good.
Did you
Yeah.
like it better than Indonesian food? I think the food in Malaysia is really, really good, but I'm biased. I live here, so I think the food. Which food do you like better, Indonesian or Malaysian?
It's unfair. It's tough question. I cannot
It,
answer that. It's tough. Both are good. It's tough question.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So when you went to Kota Kinabalu, was that before you were a diver?
I went there maybe I forgot, a long, long time ago, 2016 or 17, I think. Yes. It's long, long time ago. So one of my best friends, she's Malaysian. I said to her that I wanted to visit her. And then at that time she's from Miri, but she's in Kota Kinabalu. And then I fly there, and then she brought me around to the Mount Kinabalu. And then there is a place, the mount, I forgot the name. It's a very cold area with the farm that I
Oh,
can visit. I forgot the name. I should have better memory. I forgot.
I have a bad memory. It's all good. So yeah, I have not been to Kota Kinabalu, but we're gonna try. I don't know if we'll make it there this year, but at some point we want to go and visit because So I really love Penang. The area of Penang is absolutely amazing. The island is absolutely amazing. The only problem here is there's no diving. So anytime I want to dive, I have to travel to go and dive. So we're kind of looking at places that we can move to that has diving. Becca, she works remotely, so she can work from most places, but she needs good internet access. So that's kind of the problem. So that's why I think we were looking at Kota Kinabalu. But just a quick question. So you said you have a pretty big family. You have a lot of brothers and sisters,
Yeah.
and you're the youngest.
Yeah, I feel like it's very common for Asian people. Like we have like very big family and we're just kind of connected to each other, you know. I have like big family, something like that in here.
Okay, okay. None of them are divers.
Only me, my dad, and my grandfather. But my grandfather and my dad, they were not working for diving industry, but they do it as a hobby. So after working on the weekends, they just go to jungle or to diving.
Oh, okay, okay. None of your brothers and sisters they don't want to try diving.
They even like very scared to do snorkeling.
Oh, really? Okay. So in Indonesia, is there any other places in Indonesia that you would like to visit to go and dive? I've been to Raja Ampat. That is a very beautiful place if you ever get a chance to go.
Well, if I have any chance or if I have like unstoppable funds of my life, for sure I want to go dive every day. Well, it happened last time. Like I keep diving, you know, I can dive 3 times per day. Almost every day I dive, but now my situation it's a bit different. But yes, I went to Raja Ampat. It's a crossing cell from Papua, from Sorong, and then to Maluku, if I'm not mistaken, and then after that to Sulawesi. It's 12 days. Yeah, it was cool. If you ask like which places I wanted to visit, like it's a lot of places. Like I'm so proud to be Indonesian because like this country is very beautiful. The nature is amazing. The people are they are so friendly and nice. The food are good. The dive sites is everywhere, like from Sumatra, you know, from east to west. Like we have so many dive sites that I need to visit. And then for sure, I want to dive in Alor. I want to dive in Aceh also, and then Banda Neira. I want to do it one day. There's so many places, you know.
There really is. So I stayed on an island called Arborek in Raja Ampat. I stayed there for 1 month. It was beautiful. It was some of the
You, you're lucky. Oh,
best diving I've ever done. And then I went to North Sulawesi. I stayed in Lembe. I stayed in Bunaken. And then there's an island east of North Sulawesi, Halmahera. Is that I think it's called Halmahera? North
Mahera,
Maluku.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
And I
that's amazing.
stayed there and did some diving. It was absolutely amazing because we were the only people in the water. It's so remote, and I've been to a couple places in South Sulawesi. Yeah, no, Indonesia, in my opinion, has the best diving in the world. It's nothing
Yeah.
compares to it.
Some people ask me, I got like so many questions about like which is the best dive site in Indonesia, and I was like, it's a tough question for me because I cannot answer that. It just depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for like a worm, muck diving, and then macro, you can go to Lamben, and then you can go Sulawesi, right? But if you're looking for more adventures, cooling fish, you can go like Nusa Penida, you can go to Raja Ampat. It's very tough question for me to answer because the dive sites here are very variety and then very beautiful. So much option, you know. It depends on how you want it.
Yeah, I completely agree. So, what about you? What is your favorite type of diving? The big stuff, the small stuff, strong currents, light currents, meditation dives? What's your favorite type of diving?
I like it all, but honestly, if I can choose, I like a little bit currents. Yeah, because more currents, more fish,
Yeah.
and then Well, like it depends on the time or on the tides, right? You will get like very great visibility when you're diving. But for me, I enjoy diving with currents. Big stuff, schooling barracuda, and then mola mola, barracuda. Oh my God. Yes, I'm excited for that. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, that's amazing. That is
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. So, my last question for you before I let you go is I usually like to end on some sort of advice question. So, somebody that is going to go and they want to take their dive master course. They just signed up for their dive master course. What is the best piece of advice from your experience going through your dive master course? What is the best piece of advice that you could give to that person who is about to
Mm.
start their course?
Good attitude, number one. Try to mingle with local, respect local people or your surrounding. After that, just enjoy your process to be the dive master.
I love it. That's amazing. I really, really want to thank you for joining the podcast today. It was absolutely amazing to hear about your journey, the places that you've been. I hope that we get a chance to actually meet and hopefully get some diving in. Maybe if you're in Bali, Ahmed, Talambin in November, we can meet up and go for a dive.
Yeah, let's just keep contact.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome, awesome. Well, I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thanks for having me. Hope you have a great time and then good day.
Off Gassing, a scuba podcast.